One guy came wearing a Hulk mask and those giant Hulk gloves. He ended up smashing this chick, chanting "Give it to the Hulk, give it to the Hulk." Today in B-Town Reddit stories. What is the most NSFW thing you have witnessed at a party? A while back I was too young to be at a party and this girl ran out of one of the kitchen buck naked and started twerking on the wall. Her boyfriend rushed into the room, literally picked up his girlfriend and started to carry her to his car. The whole time they were walking to the car she kept yelling about how she couldn't wait for the D tonight. I was 14 visiting my 19-year-old cousin. I wasn't ready. Reply. This dude I know brought his girl to one of our parties and she got wasted and got up on the coffee table and started stripping for us. He was a kind of passive type too, so all he did was just kind of sadly plead, "Baby, come on, baby, come on, what are you doing? Get down from the table. Please? Baby." It was really sad, but she ignored him and gave us a strip show for like 45 minutes. Walked in on my best friend's little sister sucking two guys' D at one time. I quietly exited and never spoke a word. Lol. Dude ran to the bathroom, yelled, "I got a ship." Then pulled his pants down, sat his ass on the toilet, and puked on the floor in front of him. Realizing his mistake, he stood up, faced the toilet to puke, and shat on the floor behind him. Halloween night. After Drunken Truth or Dare. I walked in on my so's brother and cousin going to town on each other. Neither of them were involved in the drinking. Reply. I have a friend who I introduced to another friend one day, and one of them gets really agitated when they meet. A while later the other one pulls me aside and tells me, oh yeah, he hates me. We went to high school together and I had a threesome with his girlfriend and his sister. A cast party for the theater department at my university lead to an orgy, 4 guys 5 girls. I went to a party right out of high school and was drinking with some friends. There was a girl that got super ducked up but was somehow still functioning, and there were some dudes inevitably trying to hit on her. After a few hours, I'm fairly drunk and end up getting tired, so I figure I'm about to pass out on the couch until drunk girl sits next to me. She tells me she is horny and that we should duck. I'm like, yeah, okay, I've got a condom, sure. 5 minutes of fooling around and she stops me and tells me that in order to duck her, I have to tell her that I love her. I sat there for a moment and responded, but I don't love you. This apparently broke her heart because she ran off to the other room and I was just kinda left there stupefied. A minute later I hear people yelling and freaking out. I walk in the kitchen and lo and behold, drunk girl is face down in the floor, dress up, no panties, with liquid poop erupting out her butt like some kind of white trash Krakatoa. The smell was foul, and I didn't stick around for the cleanup. I went to my car and passed out until about 7 a.m. and went home. Final year of high school, at a party where everyone was really wasted. Like, the stupid drunk you got before you understood limits. One girl couldn't handle it anymore, so she pulled her jeans down and started masturbating on the couch in front of everyone. Was dark and I don't know if everyone really noticed, wasn't like those videos where everyone stands around cheering, but then the dad who owned the place walked in and it got kind of awkward. Good party. Went to a topless party in college, as in a party where guys and girls were shirtless. After doing a jello shot off of a stranger's boobs, I told my friends a few doors down about the party. They arrived just as most of the girls went into a back room to get high, and a big bearded man decided to show off his Jacob's ladder by making it a bottomless party. My friends didn't trust me for a while after that. Partying in the barracks. My room had all the beer in the fridge. I was going down on this girl, when I felt a hand on my left shoulder. Briefly paused to look up, when my buddy says, "Dude, you're doing a great job." I just needed to grab a beer. I went right back to what I was doing. If you want to support our new channel, please hit the like and subscribe button. We would also love to read some feedback in the comments. Thank you very much. Had an outside party at an old house of mine where a rando passed out on his side in the middle of the driveway. The 8 or so friends he'd come with all let him sleep and the party continued around him. Eventually someone yells my name and points at the passed out fella who's managed to get his D out and start peeing while still on his side. At this point everyone outside has stopped what they were doing to gasp at this turn of events. After a while he begins to slowly lean backwards and the arc of piss gradually goes higher and higher into the air. Finally he makes it all the way onto his back and the angle of his pecker is just right so that the remaining piss hits him right between the eyes. Half the party was disgusted and unimpressed, but the rest had plenty to bond over for the rest of the night. At a party in a huge house on the lake that had a second living room upstairs, walking up the stairs I can hear all this commotion going on. As I enter the room there is this guy smashing a chick on the couch, doggy style, right there in front of everyone. He was getting high fives from other guys and people were just standing around watching and cheering. Well, a few years later, I get married in a Thanksgiving dinner with my in-laws when my brother-in-law brings his new girlfriend to meet the family. You guessed it, it was her. Same girl that was getting smashed on the couch. Well, he ended up getting married to this girl and now every time I see them at a family get together all I can see is the image from that night at the lake. I've been to a couple of parties where a few people decided it would be a good idea to throw decorum to the wind and start ducking in the backyard. Most of us gathered round to watch, but on one occasion, a few others joined in. Friend hired a prostitute for his b-day party and she proceeded to bang any guy who wanted it. None of them even knew, they all thought she was some chick who was visiting from Georgia. They still tell the story like she wasn't a prostitute. Some chick was having a house party while her parents were out of town and she was in her teens. Invited like half the school. She was a typical stuck-up bitch that didn't really have real friends, just a bunch of fake ones. Anyways, this one guy is having a good time being reasonable and she doesn't like him, so she has a bunch of people just starting to treat him like shit. He then gets told to leave and he's like, I gotta use the bathroom first. And there is currently all bathrooms occupied, so she tells him to leave, he can't use the washroom. The dude then said, oh, there's a urinal here, and proceeds to punch a hole in the wall and pisses in it. I was at a Halloween party in the last year of high school, where two friends of mine had a threesome with a girl in the bathtub while one other girl watched. That's how my friend lost his virginity. Seen two blokes trying to get a girl into bed, not at the same time. The one who actually did came back after and threw the used condom in the other bloke's face and says, smell what you could have won. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff, but distinctly remember being in the basement at a house party playing a game where everyone ends up naked. Door busted open and I'm looking at the boots of the town sheriff yelling for his daughter. Oh shit. She can't find her pants. Help me find my pants. We were at a house party and this drunk guy got on the roof. Everyone wanted him to jump into the pool, so he did, breaks an ankle in the process when he missed. Watched a girl drink a beer bottle full of piss. My friend thought it would be hilarious to piss in a bottle and put it in the fridge. A girl who was smashed picked it out the fridge and then drank some. She shouted, "This tastes like piss," then proceeded to take another sip. Never drink an open bottle of beer left in the fridge at a party, people. A girl was proud that she could fit a 1.25 liters Coke bottle in her vagi. Everyone was like, yeah, cool. That's kind of weird to tell everyone, and everyone carries on. About 3 hours later everyone is ducked up and the party is getting a bit weird. Some people had taken drugs. This girl is off her face on MDMA and is adamant about wanting to show everyone how cavernous her vagi is. So she takes her skirt off, and readied herself, then proceeds to put a 1.25 liters Coke bottle halfway inside herself. Everyone was shocked but fascinated. She was so proud. She wasn't so proud the following week at school when everyone called her Cola Candace. A girl blindfolded, tied down to a bench and sucking off whoever was standing in front of her while her girlfriend alternated between spanking and whipping her. Back in high school, friend had an open house and threw a party. Uncle came to check on us, and we found him smelling a girl's vomit in the bathroom and playing with himself. That's one ducked up fetish. Watched a guy lose at beer pong and get mad enough that he turned around and punched the first thing he could land his hand on, which turned out to be a window. In the movies, if you break a window, you don't get hurt. In real life, if you slam your fist through a window, the falling glass cuts you so deep you practically amputate your own hand. There was so much blood that we thought that was what happened. We thought he sliced his hand off. One of the sober partiers rushed him to the hospital while the rest of us just left because the scene involved so much blood and gore that none of us even wanted to party anymore. He ended up okay. Has a gnarly scar for the rest of his life, but at least he didn't actually lose his hand. Thank you for listening to another B-Town Reddit Stories episode. Hit the subscribe button and check out our channel for more stories. Let us know your opinion about this topic in the comments.